Okay, it says they're live.
Yeah, we are. Wow.
There we go. Okay, guys. So, welcome to Create Nation with Onyx and my special guest. We're just going to wait a few minutes so we can get some people on. If you know anybody who may benefit from this, I'm not even going to call it a conversation. I'm going to call it an activation. Okay. So you know anyone who needs to be activated, please invite them in. Please, please, please. Hello, Miss Teresa. I see you. And while we're waiting, I'm going to invite some people on.
Same.
Awesome sauce. In the meantime, let me know what you guys are doing in this shelter in place life that we're in. Hey guys, hey. Yeah. Oh, when is Studsman 2 coming out? Actually, the writer of Studsman 2, Noble Jules, is working on a script. So. Hey, hi, Kira. How are you? All right, let me go ahead and invite. Then we're going to get started with this conversation, guys. I'm so excited. Let me tell you what I'm really, really excited about. Do you see this? Do you see my hair is growing back? So, you guys know when I went through chemo, I lost all my hair. And if you know me before chemo, I had big fro. So I am super excited that I have a little baby fro happening. You see my baby fro, Jasmine?
It's doing its thing. It's doing its thing. I know you about to be ready for them braids soon, right?
Yeah. So I'm really excited. And I always start a conversation with like, look, because I didn't think my hair was ever going to grow back, ever. Oh, thank you, Anna. Okay, I'm almost done inviting.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring some people on too. Let's see.
All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. All right. So, being in the film industry, I'm really super sensitive about time because time is money. So I don't want to hold you guys too much longer. Hey, Mona Simone, how are you? This is definitely an interactive conversation. We're going to talk. And if you have any questions, especially after you hear Jasmine, please don't hesitate to ask because I'm telling you, to get on a coaching call with her costs some money. So we got her now. So, if you have any questions, please, please, please ask her. Definitely. So let's just go ahead and start. My name is Onyx. Hi, guys. So I want to just start by telling you a little bit about Create Nation and why I created Create Nation and exactly what it is. It is a movement, okay? I've been super transparent about my journey with breast cancer. my journey in victory over breast cancer. Okay, let's not forget that. And in that time, I really had the opportunity to sit, think, and reevaluate. And it's so funny because now the universe has made this another opportunity to pause. In my pause, I was able to really look at the things that I was doing. I had some great content and I had some awards under my belt. I was traveling the world. I was creating stage and film. But I wanted something different. I wanted something that I felt like was more impactful. And I looked around in my circle and all of these creatively brilliant people, I'm telling you, whether they were playwrights or they were travel agents, whether they were script writers or they were making clothing, whether they were writers or they were doing sculptures, like they were brilliant, but they were still in the same boat. And I had been able to make a living, a good living, off of my passion. And I decided I really wanted to share my knowledge and my experience so that the creatives that I knew can go from passion to paid, so that the creatives that I knew could really utilize their social media platforms, not to be influencers, not for popularity, but to scale their business, to make money. Okay? And not money to floss, but the more money you have, you have more resources. The more resources, the bigger impact you can make. And I know so many brilliant people who the world needs to know. They need to hear. And I want to be a part of giving them the tools to make that happen. So that's how Create Nation started. We are a community of creatives. Okay, killing the notion of the starving artist. It is dead, okay? 2020, no one should be a starving artist. You can make a living doing what you love. I don't care if what you love is collecting rocks, damn it, there's a community for you. I don't know, that was a bad word. And so Create Nation Live is a weekly talk show that we usually do inside of our Create Nation group, but I wanted to expand it while we are in lockdown so that, you know, my entire Facebook and YouTube community could really get a chance to see what it's like. And so tonight, this evening, depending on where you are, we are talking to the one and only Jasmine Paige Green. Now, I hope you guys did your homework and read the little bio that I put in my post. But Jasmine is not only just a real authentic spirit, you know, she really cares about not just making money and not just gaining clients, okay? Because she'll tell you in a minute, not all money is good money, and I'm not taking on all clients, okay? She has clients, but she has a wealth of knowledge. Most of her clients are making what? How much a month? I can't even, guys.
I have a client right now getting ready to do 100,000. So we're working on that this month. On the low end, somebody's doing about 30,000
a month.
Yeah.
Okay. And guys, again, this is not about the money, but I want this conversation to activate you to know and understand that you can do the same thing. So we have Jasmine on and we're going to talk and we're going to not just learn about what you do, but why you do it.
Yeah.
So first, Jasmine, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know how to come from what you just said. I mean, you really did a fantastic job. But hey, guys, I'm Jasmine Paige Green. I'm a 7-figure sales coach, and I'm a high performance business mentor to high performers and those that aspire to be. One of the main things that I focus on is helping people become helping them be who they need to be in order to have what they want to have. That's at the core of everything that I do. It's really mindset. And I know mindset is kind of like one of those things that are just really loosely used. But really over here in these parts, we really take it seriously, because I really believe that before you become, you must be. So as Onyx said, well, I've mentioned to you guys, I have clients. We focus on getting ultra results. One thing that you said, Onyx, earlier that really stood out to me is really focusing on impact. You got to get to a point to where the money is not really the motivation. Although we do need money to eat, we need money for clothes, to get our hair done as soon as this quarantine get lifted, you know what I mean? But it's like, really, you want to focus on your intention and your impact. And when you focus on that the money just kind of like comes through like a dam with water. And by the way, excuse the squeaking. I have a puppy and she's kind of like doing her thing right now. I can't do a thing about it. But just heads up,
Jasmine.
Coco. Oh my God. If I say her name, she's gonna be all in my face. So, but yeah, she's here with us tonight too, guys, in spirit. She's getting ready to climb up my chest. So heads up. But I really focus on working with people who have that magic. Onyx is one of them. She is purely magic. With you, which you guys already know. I've been a fan for years and years. But really what I'm about is just that, helping people really become who they need to be. And then we just kind of like shoot off like a rocket from there. Like I said, I have a client right now getting ready to cross 100,000 this month. I have others doing, 30,000 a month. And so that's really it, right? I don't like to just talk about myself, but that's really kind of like what it is. Yeah.
I mean, that is absolutely amazing. Let me ask you guys, do you feel, because first it starts with belief, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe that you are capable and worthy of making $30,000 a month? Like, let us know. Do you feel like you are? Because it starts with the belief. It starts with knowing that you can. Everything else is going to happen. But it starts with the belief.
Right. And and let's just, we got to acknowledge what's happening in the world. And I know, Onyx, that we're going to get into that, but I don't want you guys to answer that question thinking about coronavirus or COVID-19, whatever you call it, the C word, whatever. Right. I don't want you to answer that question as if coronavirus has anything to do with your level of success. That's giving way too much power. So if you can think about that, run that question back, Onyx, ask them one more time, because I want you guys to detach from what's going on in the world right now.
Absolutely. Do you believe that you have what it takes to make $30,000 a month based off what you have in here and what you have in here? Let me know. And if you don't, it's okay. That's why we're here. But just know it starts with your belief. So I would love for you guys to share with us in the comments. Do you believe that you can?
Yeah, I mean, you have to think about it. Before a person acquires, they have to think about it first. Like, if I'm hungry and I think about a sandwich, I have to think about it before like I get it. That's just a series of events that happens, along the way of getting and achieving. So it's like, if you know that this is what you want, then really take ownership of it, guys. Again, like I said, don't let what's happening right now, sorry about that. Don't let what's happening right now be the thing that stops you or deters you from what it is that you really want.
Right. Yeah. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about the pause, okay? Because that's what I call it.
Yeah, let's talk about
2020. All right. We can't act like it's not happening, and we cannot act like it's very hard to say, oh, you have all this time now. Be super productive. Do this and that. But let's talk about the power in the pause.
Yeah. So right now, we all have much more time freedom in our lives right now. So many of us have been, some of you guys have been working, and when you go to work every day, your intention has been, or you carry this energy of, man, I don't want to be at this job. Well, here we are, right? We're not at work, so we have a lot more time freedom. Right now is a time to not necessarily pressure yourself. See, the pause and the pivot thing is not about the pressure. It's really about gaining that clarity on your next steps. Right now, you have a really good opportunity to focus on yourself and your wants and your desires and your dreams and your goals without the outside noise, without the supervisor getting on your nerves or snapping you out of your daydream. You have so much time right now to really think about what it is that you want. So I would say that a shift in perspective would be helpful, right? What do you think, Honest? Like just shift how you're looking at, look at because I don't want to, first of all, let me just say that there are people right now that are going through some extreme hardships. They were not ready for this. There are people that have lost their jobs, lost their lives, just lost any sense of security. We don't want to ignore that. We really want to acknowledge that. So that is a very real thing, but you have to ask yourself, how am I affected? I want you to take inventory of what's really going on in your life as a result of this thing. And if you are not directly negatively impacted, then this is a time for you to leverage so that you can move forward. And like I said, get very, very clear.
Absolutely. That is so real about taking inventory. And I think that's kind of the scary part, because when you no longer have the excuse of time, or when you no longer have the burden of the things that may have blocked you previously, you have to really take inventory of yourself, an inventory of like your internal limitations, and that maybe you haven't dealt with, the blocks that prevent us from living our best life. And I always say, like when I teach my best life class, I always start with saying this: living your best life is not living a perfect life. It is that you are present and you are doing the things that serve you. You know? So in this pause, and transforming this pause into a pivot or a change of perspective, like what advice do you have to people who, let's not even talk about the high end class. Okay, Jasmine, can you bring it down a little bit? Okay.
Before you get to 10,000, you got to start with one, right? So I totally get it. And that's just the energy. And again, I don't want for you guys to feel disconnected from me or my message based on, the results that I'm able to get clients. I mean, really, like I said, we all got to start with $1 before we get to 10,000. I just want you to get an understanding of the energy that I carry, how I serve as a catalyst for my client success, what I'm capable of, what I bring to the table. So that's really it. So no pressure. If you're on tonight and you're trying to make your first $500, right? If you're trying to get to 1,000, then this message and this interaction tonight is for you. All right. So just let's go ahead and detach from, well, maybe this ain't for me. Like I'm not there yet. It's perfectly fine. All right. It's all good. But the advice that I have to people that, number one, you've identified that, okay, I'm not negatively directly impacted by this thing. I do have a whole lot of time. Quite honestly, I have been thinking about what else can I do with my life, because I'm just really not satisfied. A lot of people are really dissatisfied with their life position. So you really want to begin to ask yourself those deep and those hard questions. They're very, very uncomfortable, but you want to really just say aloud, like, what am I unhappy with right now? What can I change? Because you can only change what you can change. So what can I change at this point? And so really, I want to kind of speak to the entrepreneurs that you're like a real self-identified entrepreneur. I really want to speak to you right now, because this pause or this, what's happening is really, really gonna honestly make or break you. I would love for this to be a super feel good conversation. I would love for it to be fluffy, but honestly, we gotta be very, very real and serious right now. So what I want you to think about is, how are you showing up for yourself and for the people you serve right now? Because I guarantee you, they're just as scared and just as uncertain as you are, but they are looking to people that can lead them. So you want to sit with yourself, right? Lean into the emotions of, uncertainty and fear. We acknowledge them. They're very, very real, but we don't want those things to drive us.
Right.
So what you would need to do, and what I suggest, and I've suggested this to my master coaching clients, to my private coaching clients, my 6-figure alliance clients, I've had this conversation with all of them. You really want to be mindful with how you are navigating through this time and how you are showing up. Some people right now have not said a word about their business, about their offers. I don't really know what it is that all of you guys sell or what type of business that you do have, but so many people have silenced themselves and they've replaced their conversation with COVID-19, we're out of toilet paper. Oh my gosh, there's no bread in the store. What are we gonna do? It's a scam. I don't know. 5G network. I don't know. It's just so many conversations that really aren't fruitful. That's right now. So I really want you to just focus on that word, that aren't fruitful. We want to ultimately, when we are sharing, we want to make sure that we're mindful and intentional about what we're sowing into other people's subconscious mind. Yeah. Because if we're sowing fear into people, then fear they will feel. And when you say, hey, I got my $100 shoebox for sale, they're not going to buy it because they're so scared. You want to empower people right now. Like Onyx and I, we're here tonight to empower you. I want for you to hop up off of here, go speak to your audience in whatever way you can and empower them. That's what people need right now. They need leadership. So like I said, I've had this conversation with all of my clients and I've encouraged them, even though it feels so weird, because this is a weird time. It's so weird. We have to be mindful about how we're showing up. And what you need to be doing during this pause is just really identifying. We're going to have to pick a side. And I say this all the time, pick a side. Either you're going to remain on the bench and you're going to watch from the sidelines, or you're going to get back involved in a headspace to reach your goals and reach your business goals. That's just the fact. So tonight, I want you to decide, what are you going to do? Are you going to be on the side or are you going to get back in? That's first. And then from there, determine how can you show up and be a source of comfort and be a sound voice for your audience, because they need that. They don't need any more CNNs. They don't need any more videos or posts talking about the death rate or death tolls. They don't need that. We can Google that shit. I mean, that stuff. I'm sorry. We can Google that. We need for you guys to show up in a different light. And this is, I'm telling you right now, this is going to make or break a lot of, this is make or break. No kidding.
Right. Yeah. So I love that. Make a choice. Pick a side now. You know, for those of you who are listening, like, are you willing to make the choice tonight? Make the choice to get off of the bench, okay? And jump the game. And that doesn't mean, oh, tomorrow I'm dropping a sales funnel and I'm going to do X, Y. No. Yeah. Off the bench and in the game, like Jasmine said, starts here.
Yes.
Like you have to decide, okay, that is enough. One of the things that I love that you said to me, Jasmine, as we were kind of crafting what this show was going to be about, is you said, hold space for 2020 goals.
Yes.
That resonated with me.
Oh my gosh. Whew, like it's starting to get a little hot in here, right? Because I'm getting real excited. You know how they do at church. I'm getting excited.
Yes.
And I'm so grateful that you decided to position this conversation in that way, because really it's all about what you're holding space for. If right now internally all you're thinking about is lack and, oh my God, money, I don't have enough, I'm afraid to spend it. If all you're focused on is that, then more of that will just be. That's it. It's like a spotlight effect. Whatever you focus on, attention and energy is going to flow to it. However, let's just flip it, because I strongly believe, and I don't know what you guys' belief system is. I don't want to offend nobody, But I totally believe that God, the universe, the 12 oak trees in the backyard, the little Buddha stand on the fireplace, whatever you believe in, already knew about coronavirus when you sat down with pen and paper or poster board and glue stick, when you made your vision board and your vision goals. When you sat down, the coronavirus was already a part of the plan. I guess the question the universe is asking, okay, well, how bad do you want it? Because I'm through this monkey wrench, and this is life. You know, some people are going through divorces, but you still got a company to run. People are getting sick, but you made a word. You said you were going to do something. So the question is, how bad do you want it at this point? Because coronavirus, this is just life stuff. Right. So you have to get to a place to where you say, okay, all right, I get it. Something, some stuff to hit the fan. But I said I was going to do this in the year of 2020 because no other year is promised to me. All I have is this one or this day or this week or this month. I'm going to still hold space for the things that I said I was going to do. And you're going to be diligent and intentional about achieving them. That's it. That's the decision. That's it.
Right. Yeah. Right. That is so powerful. Can you tell me a little bit more about what holding space means?
Oh, yeah. Space for something. So holding space and what it means to me, because it could very well mean different things for different people. But when I hold space for my clients and for myself, and even for you, Onyx, even for anybody that I'm connected to, and you guys share with me your desires, I see the version of you that has already done it. That's already lost the weight, that's already met the wife or the husband, that's already launched the business, the course, the program, whatever. I hold space for that possibility, because here's the thing: when you believe that it isn't possible because coronavirus has shown up, we can no longer do this. Oh my goodness. When you believe that, then it's done, because whatever you think something is, that's exactly what it is. That's the power of perception. So holding space means that you believe like you believe right. That this can absolutely happen. And you are human. And I'm not trying to take your humanness away from you. I want you to honor that. I want you to honor that you are a human, and also honor the fact that you are a creator. You are a creator. So hold that space. Hold that space. And for me, it just simply means I believe in the possibility of.
Right.
I wholeheartedly know. Yeah.
In the possibility of.
Because because if you set out with some of you may have said, I know 6 figures is like the standard goal, right? The standard vision board goal. Some of you guys set out with, okay, I want to make $100,000 in 2020. But then as soon as the news came on talking about COVID-19 and here's what it is, and there's no toilet paper, you guys literally just stopped thinking about it. You're thinking more about what you don't have or what's going on that can stop you, as opposed to what you can do. And so really, if you don't take anything out of this conversation tonight, if you don't take anything else away, I really want for you to remember that you can make the decision to continue to hold space. If you lost space, let's recreate it.
Yes. All right?
Let's recreate it. And let's stay in that vibration. Let's stay in that focal point that you can absolutely have what you said you want. What you said you wanted back then and what you say you want now. That's simply it.
Yeah. And what's so interesting, Jasmine, is, I chuckled a little bit when you started talking about, that vision board when you were cutting and pasting, because the reality is, unfortunately, when we get to this time of year, even if there was no COVID-19, so many of us forget what we said we were going to do, when it was New Year's, we get to, it's like in the beginning, it's like, and then we just start to fall.
On, yeah. And I mean, but coronavirus is the new excuse.
Right.
Oh man, you know, you was already, let me tell you what, already before they was like shutting us all down and we can't get haircuts and all this nail shop stuff no more. You know what I'm saying? Before that, February the 1st, you was already like, man, damn, I don't know if I can do this.
Right.
You already think that. But now here's coronavirus, and because it's a big businesses are being affected, hell, the airlines are being affected. We're talking about companies that really sustain our economic. We're affected by this. So now you're like, it's because coronavirus, and it's so easy. And I get it, guys. It's so freaking easy.
And we're not taking away from those who are affected, but we're talking to those who are not affected.
Yeah.
By your health.
Yes.
But go ahead, Jasmine.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, really at this point, because honestly, like what since March or something like that, stuff has really been crazy. By now, we should just accept that, okay, this is what it is. Outside is illegal. We can't go outside. We can't. And that's cool. You have food in your refrigerator, your freezer. I hope that's the case. You have what you need. Let's stop using this thing as an excuse at this point.
Right.
Because it's not going to do anything. I'm going to tell you what. So when this thing dies down or it waters down, however it's going to play out, when it's all said and done, it's not going to think about you and your goals, and it's not going to care that you didn't reach them. You have to learn how to, at this point, coexist with this thing. Because
yes.
What it is. This is the nature. This is where
again.
We have to learn to coexist with it.
True. And really, we have to learn how to coexist with I cannot tell you from that. I've had my business for a very long time. Okay. A very long time. And I cannot tell you how many emergencies have happened, over the course of the years I've been running my business that make me say, oh, I don't know if I can, but you have to coexist.
Yeah.
You have to keep going. You have to adapt. That's adapt. You have to be able to do that no matter what. So Jasmine, if we are starting, so we're holding space for our 2020 goals. And we're saying, okay, I really, want to launch my program, or, I really want to start selling my artwork on Etsy, whatever it is. Okay. Yeah. I know I have a couple of people who are like network marketers, and they're like doing 4X and travel businesses and all of these things. And to me, it's all in the same, because it takes creative energy to do that. Yeah. So we are holding space for our 2020 goals, and we're like, okay, I forgive myself for not executing at the level I thought. Yeah. I'm kind to myself, but I have decided. So now when we start that pivot, what should we be doing? What should we be thinking about?
So for me, and everything that I'm saying to you guys, I promise is like a freaking rewind of what I've said to my clients. You have to always be in tune with your market needs. If you sit down tonight and you're like, you know what? Okay, bet I'm going to do this. I'm going to move forward. And because you may have been sitting out for so long at this point, you may feel disconnected from your audience and the market. So the very first thing that you would need to do is just check with them and see what they need at this point. Check the climate, check the temperature, what's going on with them, and be able to meet them where they're at and serve them at that level. So the majority of my clients are service providers, coaches, consultants, agency owners, even. The way that I have them to do that is just take inventory, literally reach out, whether that's create a post or go through to some old clients, strike up some meaningful conversations, and just do a check-in. Hey, I'm just trying to see what's been going on with you. How are you managing right now? What are some things you feel like you need? What do you feel like you need right now in order to feel supported? What can I do to make sure that you have what you need to move forward? Just do it. And I would say that, because really at that point, you're exuding leadership. And it's all about leadership. Everybody wants to be respected. Several of my clients, they come to me and they're like, well, I don't feel like anybody's going to listen to me. Mainly, they don't feel like an authority. When you do that, when you take action like that, you are literally showing people that you are assuming that leadership role, and they can look to you. They can look to you for whatever answer they need. They can. So I would strongly suggest that just get back out there, start building. If you already have relationships built with your audience or market or what have you, reach out to them and see what they need. If you're starting from scratch, start showing up. Just start showing up as the person that people can look up to. Make sure people are aware that, hey, the virtual doors of business over here are still open, sis. Like ain't nothing happened. We still here. Let people know, because they are just scrolling. Everybody's just doing this. They're just doing this. Meme after meme, TikTok after TikTok. They're just looking. Don't do that. Start contributing. That's really the thing. Start contributing to people right now. And the best way to do that is to find out what they need. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that sounds so doable. Yeah. Like we are all on social media right now, and asking that question. And it doesn't have to be, sometimes I think people feel like when we talk about leveraging your social media, leveraging your following, people think like we're talking about selling, like get on social media and just be like, oh, come and buy this or come. But it's so much more than that, because people buy people. I know that sounds crazy, but it really is about you showing up.
Yes.
It's about your voice. It's about your connection. And it's about being real. Like the days of showing up online with like money and car, and like nobody wants to see that. All right. People want to see real.
Yeah.
They want to know who you are.
Yeah. I mean, and at this point, people are gonna remember how you make them feel right now.
Yes.
Maya Angelou said that, people won't always remember what you said or something like that, but they'll remember how you make them feel.
Yeah.
I botched that quote up, but that literally reminds me of that. People are going to remember that remember when the coronavirus hit or the epidemic or whatever this thing is called, pandemic hit. Wow, Onyx made me feel nervous and anxious. Every time she posted, it was about the lack of toilet paper out there. Or will they remember, man, Onyx would come up and show up every day or every other day, no pressure on your frequency there. But man, she showed up and she made me feel like, empowered, and that I can move forward, and that no matter what happens, because I set the intention, God has given me the vision. God has given me the vision that I can still do this, that I can still absolutely do this. So people are going to remember how you show up. I'm telling you, like, if you online all day posting about stuff, they're going to remember that. So just be very mindful of what you're contributing to. Are you contributing to fear, or are you contributing to progression? Because what we need right now is progressive conversations and progressive everything at this point.
Right. So that's amazing.
Thank you.
And I agree with it, because when I was going through my cancer journey, right? A part of me, at first, I wasn't going to tell anybody. I was just going to disappear, And then a part of me was like, no, share your experience. And my still working. And I tell you, Jasmine, now I get so many messages from people who resonate with the fact that I still showed up while I was going through my journey. And they're not, and it's because of that they're hiring me. It's because of that they're working with me. It's because of that they're connecting with me, because they saw me show up at a time in my life when it was very difficult. And so now the whole world is going through this, know? So when we start to show up as creatives, as entrepreneurs in this time, that is what people are going to remember. So I agree, like, let's be a part of the progression of this.
Yeah.
You know? And we all know that we're all feeling this, you know? Erica just said contribution to the community is key. Yes, because I feel like now is the time to build community.
Yeah.
Because we all around the world are experiencing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, the lines that divide us are blurred because now we can resonate with each other. And what better way to build those relationships that are going to translate into business?
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes to all of that. Oh my gosh. I really love what you said there about when you made the decision to show up anyway. Mm-hmm. People are seeing that. And that's a perfect example of what I'm saying, guys, right now, because there's a thing called a buyer cycle. All right. So when someone finds you on the internet, they may, they're in your orbit and they're following you. They're trying to figure out, okay, are we vibing? Do I like her really, or him or her, whatever? And they're trying to see, are you the person for them? Some people is shorter, some people is much longer. So you don't want to drop out of the game because that person is still looking to you. Even though all of this is going on, they still have a need that they identified that you can solve. So that hadn't changed. If anything, coronavirus has agitated it even more. So why would you drop out of the game? Why would you drop out right now? This is the time. I said to my client earlier today, I said, oh, what a time to be alive, because this is the moment. This is the moment that it's going to really show you what you're like about. Okay, when you set your goal, your $100,000 goal, did you really mean that, or did it just sound good? Because honestly, God, 6 figures, it sounds good, and I'll tell you guys firsthand, it feels very good. But you have to be willing and equally vested into that process. And unfortunately, this year the process is this coronavirus stuff. That's part of it. Right. So you have to still get back involved with that. So people are they're still looking. People are still buying right now. You buying. I know you pulled up Amazon and got something. I know you do this every night. People still buying, guys. So So just reposition yourself internally, and then get back externally, position out in front of the people that need you right now, because they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what if you are, because some of us are, we're in different stages of really building out our business. And, my business and life coach, Benier, who is absolutely amazing. Benier is amazing. We spent so much time working on my ideal client avatar, right? And so let's say we're talking to people right now who they have an idea, they have a passion, but they can't talk to their audience because they haven't even identified who their audience is. What advice can you give them to start that process?
Well, I don't even know if any of my clients are on here, so I'm going to be very careful not to dismiss the integrity of our containers and our relationship. But I will say, just off the bat, you want to think about, where is your person at right now before you come into their life, and where will they be after you come into their life? So after they go through your program, what will their life look like? Really get clear on that. Because if you don't know the before and the after, then it's going to be honestly, you're going to be working with smoke, just straight up. You're going to be working with smoke. And that's something that I do work with my clients on, is really getting uber clear, because I feel like you can't have enough clarity on that, because honestly, your client avatar or your perfect customer avatar, it evolves over time. So I didn't start out with clients that were doing 30 grand. They had to at least get, to 5, 10, 15 first. But my client avatar has evolved. So where you're at, if you don't know absolutely anything about them, then you need to sit down and consult with yourself and really really like visualize, okay, before I come into this person's life. This is where they're at right now. And after I come in and sprinkle my magic, this is what they will look like at that point. So you want to get very, very clear on that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a total, it's so loaded. And I wish there was a way to just make it very clear for you guys tonight, but that's just the best place to start, honestly.
Right. Yeah. And I definitely agree, because once I spent time, once I went through my pivot and decided that I was going to no longer just be a filmmaker or just be a producer, and I wanted to open my digital academy, I spent so much time working on who my ideal client was. And that evolved so much throughout the process. At first, who I thought I would be impacting changed, so it really is a process, but it's important to know that in the beginning. So I wanted to ask you a question specifically about coaching. We have several different people who are listening, are watching us, but I know we do have quite a few coaches, and I know you work with high-end coaches as well. So my question is, in today's world where it feels like every time you turn around, somebody's a coach, somebody's a spiritual coach, a life coach, a business coach, you can go and, get ebooks for $12 or, speak to somebody for $60 or $10,000, right? How do you not get discouraged when feeling like a segment of your industry is starting to get oversaturated?
Well, I would say next time you go to Target or next time you go to Walmart, I want you to walk down the bread aisle. I want you to take a look at how many bread brands there are. I mean, we got Sally, we got the one that's 99 cents that ain't no good, it's dry and hard. We got the $5 bread, the one that's gluten-free. So I want you to understand that here, and this is what you have got to internalize, because that thought process or that belief system is not serving you at all. Well, actually it is, because tonight, if you're coming here with that, then I'm going to help you out. All right. What I want you to internalize is there is so much space for your uniqueness and what you bring to the table, because there might be Sarah and Bob and they're two life coaches. But what if Sarah has gone through a divorce and she knows what it's like to lose her house and lose her car because her husband was the breadwinner, he done cheated. And now what if you're the woman who's going through the same thing and you meet Sarah, and Sarah knows from experience how to navigate through that. So understand that you come with special, unique traits that your people, and understand that I want you guys to be very, very clear. You're not for everybody. And you need to understand that right now, tonight, before you move forward. You have got to be okay that you're not for everybody. And I'm going to tell you why it's such a beautiful thing that you're not, because the people that are not for you, they will give you hell. And those that are for you, they're going to get results. You guys are going to have a love fest. It's going to feel good. And you're going to be able to expand together. So understand you're not for everybody. So wanting to be for everybody, you're not the I'm sorry, Onyx. I'm so sorry. My language. Oh my God. But you're not the Costco of life coaching. You're not the Walmart of life coaching. You're not the Sam's Club of life coaching, or whatever coaching that is. You are you, and what you bring to the table is enough. It's good to be the big fish in a little pond. I'm gonna tell you what, I've grown my business on the back of being the big freaking fish in the itty bitty pond. I did like 45,000 in sales from a Facebook group with less than 100 members. It's power in being small. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. So delete. If that thought is in your head right now, just delete. Control, Alt, delete. Lock it down, let it go. Because it doesn't matter. So what you bring to the table, if you don't remember anything from what I just said a lot, but what you bring to the table, your life experience. Remember, Sarah is a divorced woman. Bob don't know what it's like to be a divorced woman, but Sarah does. So got you. Understand that you have your people and you have the right people that's meant for you to serve. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, because so many people think that, oh my God, I got to have 1 million subscribers on my email list, or I got to have 5,000 Facebook friends. Y'all, please go send me a friend request and see I only got 1,009 or 1,008. And before that point, I already made 6 figures. I already made well deep into 6 figures with like 300. I'm just now starting to get all of these Facebook friend people. So you don't need an excess to be abundant. You don't need excess. So don't just get that out of your head, because that's going to hold you back. So if you see that you're a life coach and there's a billion other life coaches out there, cool. Y'all got different DNA. Y'all had different mamas and daddies. Maybe y'all didn't have a mama and daddy. I ain't had a mama and daddy. All right. So when I get a client who says, you know what, I have abandonment issues, you better believe that I can relate to her and I can walk her through that process. Right. So think of yourself as the same. Think of yourself as you are uniquely unique, and who you're meant to help, you gonna help. And it's enough space for you, period. That's just the end of discussion right there. I'm so fired up about that. So fired up.
Man, you got me fired up too.
Yeah.
You know, I be having these hot flashes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you guys, I have to tell you, I'm still on hormone medication, and so it put me into early menopause. So I have crazy hot flashes. So if you've ever been on like FaceTime with me, or, you know, see me in a video, I usually have a fan and I'm waving it. Jasmine knows.
Yeah,
she put it away for now. I think it's really amazing that you mentioned about numbers. You don't need the numbers. And I really hope that those who are listening to us, I hope that really motivates them, because in my line of business, I get a lot of people who are attracted to numbers. You know, and if I'm working with a client on building out their YouTube, leveraging YouTube to help scale their sales and their business, the first thing they say is, you know, I need, you know, 10,000 subscribers, or you have 1 million views. How can I get to 1 million views? And it's like, no, you don't need, it's not about the numbers.
Right. And you really know, let's just be, if I can, because I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable, but if I can, when you're focused on vanity, then there's some kind of insecurity within yourself. So we have to move past wanting to look good, because I'm going to tell you what, being paid is so much better than being popular. I swear to God. Because you know, well, on YouTube, subscribers can equal cash, but on Instagram and Facebook, if you're getting all these rah-rahs and yeah, go you, but you're not getting a Stripe notification, then what? To me, let me tell you what, don't even care if not a soul likes anything I ever do.
Right.
Because when I'm paid, and that's just it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the reality, and I talk about this in my masterclass, it really isn't the subscribers that allows you to get paid. You need a certain amount of subscribers for YouTube to be able to be a YouTube partner. However, it's your views and it is how long people are watching that gets you paid. So for example, I have about 25,000 subscribers on YouTube, but I have several movies that are almost at 1 million views. Which number am I looking at? If I was to just focus on the subscribers, you know, that is not what brings in the money, you know? And I would rather speak. You know, I do a lot of speaking engagements. I would rather speak in front of 20 people who are passionate, driven, who are going to execute, than 1,000 people who are just looking.
Ooh, I'm gonna tell you what. If y'all again, takeaway number. I don't know what number we at right now. Takeaways, but being paid is better than being popular.
Yeah.
That's it. I want you to, y'all never got it, understand that being paid is so much better than being popular. Think about the girl in high school, the prom queen. She's so insecure. She want all the boys on the football team to want her. She want all the friends, and she made it the prom queen. But when she goes home at night, she's crying.
Right.
That's you. That's you. But that's your bank account. Like, you guys are just sitting there like, damn. But I got 1,000 likes on Instagram. Yes, but you can't. What are we doing? That's just real.
Right. That is so real. And I'm so glad that we are talking about that, because I think people get caught up in the likes, in the views, in the numbers, and the subs. Like, that's not how you convert the people who follow you into customers. It doesn't matter. So I know that we are just speaking about, the from pause to pivot and holding space for your 2020 goals. And I know the expectation is not that we're going to go from, making $500, $1,000 a month to making $100K a month. But I wanted to ask you about, your high-end clients, because you do specialize in sales. And that is so important for so many of us. Whether you are trying to close a sale for someone to sign up for your team if you're a network marketer, or if you're closing a sale for someone to buy your piece of artwork or to buy your class. Like, a lot of people, that's where they mess up.
Yeah.
And so it's a difference between trying to sell, well, maybe there isn't, I don't know. But if I'm trying to sell something for $5 versus $5,000, how do we kind of position ourselves to at least be in the right mind space to do that?
So it really, and that's so loaded. Oh my gosh. Like, I have an entire framework that like teaches that from A to Z. Maybe we can get into that in a second, but you have to really focus on your positioning. Mm-hmm. If I go on your profile, let's say Georgette, I'm just gonna, because I just see her right now coming through with a comment on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And I'm not picking, I swear to God. But
she's great anyway. You could go on her.
Let's just say that I want to lose weight. And I'm looking for someone to show me how to navigate that, how to do that. And Georgette is an actual health and fitness coach. But when I go look at her on Facebook, I can't tell that. I'm not able to identify, because a lot of you guys, because you maybe don't have the budget for paid traffic, you have to depend on organic. And I want to say this too, disclaimer, all of my clients have done what they've done organically. So we're not out here running ads. Now, when we get to a certain level, they may want to entertain Facebook ads, YouTube, and all that kind of stuff. But we build our business on the back of relationships. So your relationship begins with people being able to identify that there's value in you. Just how when you go to look at it, I don't know, a man you're interested in or a female you're interested in, you have to be able to identify that, man, that person got qualities I like. I'm going to see what's up. It's the same thing with your audience. They need to be able to know who and what you are. So you got to position yourself everywhere to reflect what you can do, who you do it for, and maybe even how you do it. So that's the very, very first thing. If you're trying to sell, if you're with Primerica network marketing thing, right? You need to make sure that it's super, super clear that you help families achieve financial independence. Make that clear. So we have to we got to consider, like, how do we look? How are we positioned? So we got to start there, because people that if they don't know you sell something, they're not going to buy it from you. They're not. If they don't know what you do, they're going to go over to Bob or Susan, because Bob and Susan, very clear. They're like, look, I got you, $5.99, whatever you need. They're going to go there. So sure that when y'all hop off here tonight, you take inventory, here goes that word again, of your social media platforms, from Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, I don't care like what it is, but make sure that people can tell what you bring to the table, pretty much. That's the start. That's the start. And I would say the second thing is focus on building relationships. Some people are like, you fear rejection. You fear rejection. I want you to think about rejection like this moving forward for the rest of your life. And this is deep. Oh my gosh, this is deep. I've shared this with my master coaching clients. These are like the elite clients that I have. You're not rejected. You've only repelled. When people say no to you, when people are not ready for you, you're not being rejected. It's not personal. You have repelled them, because you got to understand everything has a vibrational level. So either you're up here or you're down here. And if you are up here and you're talking to somebody down there, you guys are not a match. So you've repelled them. So moving forward, I don't care if it's a relationship, a job, or a client, a customer, whatever, you're not being rejected. You are repelling. So you've got to get over that, oh my God, I don't want to be rejected thing. Put yourself out there regardless, and understand that what's for you is literally there. That's it. And the third thing I would say to do is be very clear on what you offer. Be very clear on what you offer, because you can bring somebody on the phone with you, even as a network marketer, a coach, or whoever, whatever. And if that person is listening to you and you're not really clear or confident in what you bring to the table, they're going to pick up on that and be like, well, let me check my budget. Or my husband said, I can't get money this month. Okay. They like, I can't do it. So you got to be very clear, Onyx. Oh my God, don't laugh, because I'm going to start laughing. You got to be be very clear on what you bring to the table. Otherwise, it's going to be a disconnect. So those are the things that I would say you need to begin with.
Wow, you are dropping some gems tonight.
That's what I showed up for. That's what I signed up for. I'm here to, whoever's on here, I know the right people are on to get whatever they need to get tonight. That's what I believe.
Yes. Yeah. So I wanted to tell you guys who are listening, who are watching us, if you have any questions, any specific questions for Jasmine, go ahead and let us know so we can ask her before she heads off to work, because we're going to get into that right now.
Yeah, yeah. So
go ahead.
Yeah, no, whatever you guys like, what you got, what you need to know, just drop it in the comments. And I'm going to tell you guys a way that you can kind of get into my energy. If you feel like I'm somebody that can push you forward, you feel like you've connected with me tonight, then I'm going to explain of a way that starts next week that we can keep this love fest going, because I only want who want me, right? That's how we got to do it. That's real. So if you want to keep this thing going, then I got something for you next week. So right now, let's just take a second, drop some questions you have, mindset, business, whatever it is that you feel like I can give you value on, and I'm here for it. And then we're going to move on into that, because I'm so excited to share.
Okay, so I do have a question here. Someone says, how do you find out who your market is?
So earlier when we've said so much, oh my God, this is bananas. You find out who your market is. You start with, what do you have to offer? What do you bring to the table? What is it that you can do? So for example, for me, because I specialize, I know I'm really good with sales, and I know how to create offers, and I know how to help people with their mindset and confidence, then I know that I need to target people that need that. It's just as simple as that. As simple as that. And you want to start showing up in places where those types of people are. So if, for example, me, if I know that's what I bring to the table, then guess where I need to be at? I need to be in business groups. I need to be in spiritual journey groups. I need to be in Facebook groups that really speak to the transformation I offer, and people are in there. They're looking for the same thing. So if you want to identify your market, you start with what you bring to the table. What do you know? What do you have? And start from there.
Wow, yes. And so Anna asks us, Jasmine, have you ever struggled with limiting beliefs?
Oh, what? Yes. Oh my God. I'm human. Like I'm gonna ask you, if I cut you, will you bleed? The answer is yes. I hope so. We're not like aliens out here, right? But I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna get very like transparent if I can. I promise I'm not gonna cry because I'm a thug. So here's the thing. My very first limiting belief was that I didn't deserve money. And that stemmed from my grandfather, which Papa and Grandma stepped in and adopted me and raised me and gave me the greatest childhood. But my grandpa was born, I mean, he was from the 1920s. And just a few steps from him, they was in slavery. So money was a thing, right? This is really what it is for the Black community, right? We have a broken relationship with money, and it's only because our parents, right, the people that influenced us. So my belief about money was that if I spent it, it was bad, because Papa would not spend. Let me tell you, Papa wasn't trying to spend no money. And as a little girl, I'm watching him get upset about it. I'm watching him when it's time to pay the bills. Grandma like, look, leave him alone. He writing checks. Don't go anywhere near. So in my mind, I'm internalizing that as money is a bad thing, but I need it. So, but it's a bad thing, but I need it. So as an adult, you know, stepping into the world of entrepreneurship, because again, I just told you guys, I have a client getting ready to do 100 grand. You can check my Facebook profile. I got nothing but receipts about the people I'm working with. In order for them to get to that space of abundance, they had to address that limiting belief. I had that. And the only way for me to even be here, even talking to you about that, or even be in a space where my business performs the way it does, I had to squash that. So that, oh my gosh, that was the limiting belief. And that was gonna, man, I'm telling you, I wouldn't even be here in front of y'all right now if I didn't get over that. Seriously.
Wow.
So the impact, it surpassed just me and my Navy Federal bank account. It's for you guys too. So if I didn't get past that, I wouldn't be here for you guys tonight. Real talk.
Right. Yeah. Wow. That is deep and beautiful. We have another question.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with social anxiety and has really kept me from moving forward professionally. Do you have any words of wisdom for combating self-doubt?
So there's conversations that we all have going through our head from the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep. And sometimes our dreams even haunts us. It's our subconscious mind. So honestly, there needs to be some reprogramming. There's self-worth issues in that right now. And I'm not trying to spotlight you or make you feel uncomfortable, but I really want you to address what's at the core. What's at the core of that. It goes back to the whole vanity thing. People wanting numbers because it makes them feel like they are important, but they're broke. They're still not getting paid. So for you, you would want to, and I'm all about getting professional help. Real talk. Like, I ain't against it. I know there's,
me too.
Yeah. So if you identify that you have self-doubt, you said it in that comment. I see it right now. It's on from YouTube. This is so cool. I love this platform. You said you have self-doubt. You need to kind of reverse engineer your thought processes. When did this start? Who told you you weren't good enough? Who treated you bad? Who did you allow to treat you bad? What happened? Start there. You real life. And I know it may sound like tedious, like I know, like, but Jasmine, I'm ready to make my money. I get it. But that self-doubt is serving as resistance for you, love. So you're going to have to address what is fueling the self-doubt and begin to change the conversations that you have. I would suggest for you, do some mirror work. Get in a mirror, literally like in a mirror, and say, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for what you did for me today. I'm starting to learn how to love you. I'm starting to love you more and more each day. You're gonna have to do that. Look yourself into your eyes and tell yourself that, because there's nobody else that's gonna be able to love you enough to get you out of that. It's going to be you. And it hurts. It hurts. But you're gonna have to start there.
Right. Wow. Yeah. Wow, very deep. Okay, now we have a question from Kira J. I'm a Les Erotica author. What's the best way for me to market my brand, my work, and my books?
Ooh, I love that. I need a link. All right, I'm just
let me tell you. Okay. Woo.
I need a link. Okay. So, you need to start having some conversations about sex. Let's start talking about it. Let's start because, and again, and this is one of the things. I did have a client who was a like sexual, sensual person coach.
Mhm.
She's literally having to open herself up to have conversations to bring awareness to that she knows a little something about sexuality, sensuality. So
Mhm.
you are an author, you are your brand. I don't know if that's your pen name. But if it is, then you need to be showing up everywhere possible and contributing to the sex conversation. You know, it's content creation for you. It really, really is. You know, start taking excerpts from your book, make them into maybe like audiograms. That's sexy AF. If I'm listening to somebody speak, oh man. So you really want to get creative. Onyx is the person for it. Get very creative in the content that you're putting out and how you're positioning yourself too. It's the same principles, and I hope that helped.
Wow, yeah, definitely. So we have another question. If you have no idea what you are talented in, how can you start to find your purpose?
Woo, this is a journey. Oh my goodness. This is a journey. I'm going to tell you how my purpose came to me. It was at the lowest, and I know this is like cliche, everybody like, oh my God, I was homeless and God showed me the way. I mean, I'm sorry, but I have that story. And, you know, I remember I was on a Greyhound bus coming from Atlanta going to Houston. Didn't have anything. We're talking about like Greyhound. I almost didn't have enough money to even put my bags under the bus. Um, it's that time was the hardest time in my life. But God then showed me the vision that I would be of impact. You want to think about what makes you feel good. If there could be anything in this world that you could do and not get paid for it, that's a really good indicator of what your purpose is in alignment with. And understand, be very flexible, be flexible with it, because just because I'm good at sales, I'm not just doing sales. I do so much more than that. I impact people on such a deep level. So give yourself space to really take in all that there is to you and the essence of who you are. And again, it kind of goes back to what would you do? If what do you love to do? How do you want to make people feel? And what, like, if you didn't have to get paid for it a day in your life, would you still want to do it? Would you still want to do that? So that's a really good place to start. I'm thinking about a resource. There's a book called The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. I would strongly suggest that you order that book from Amazon and get it sent. It will really open your eyes up to that. And also Lisa Nichols, anything that she has is really, really good on that. But I always start with with people, because honestly, the clients that do come to me, they're already aware of that.
Right.
But in my mind, if there's anything in this world that you would do, if you could contribute anything to this world without getting compensated for, what would that be? So I will start there.
Great advice. We have a couple of more questions. And then I Kira J said that she's going to gift you a copy of her book. Yes. Okay.
Oh my God.
We have a question from Michelle. Okay. I have a business that is slowly progressing and I'm lacking support because I live overseas. I am torn between quitting this amazing career and deciding to go full time.
So you're definitely torn because you're not seeing the valid. You're not feeling validated, right? You're definitely torn because it's like, yo, am I going to leave this job for this business that ain't making me no money? And I totally get it, because you're an adult and we do have to pay things like rent, car note, electric. We got to eat, right? So I totally get that. If your business is slowly progressing and you're saying you're lacking support, I don't want for you to blame it because you live overseas. I have a really good friend in the UK who literally makes like $15,000 a month with a digital product. This is something that's like 47 or 97 bucks, and she's just making money. And she's in the UK. So I don't want for you to, and if I may, if I have your permission to just really, put on my coaching hat with you, because I have to call, I got to call you guys out on your stuff. I don't want for you to blame that, because we do have the internet, like you're on with us tonight, right? So I want you to get into a space you're leveraging your resources. You don't let anything, not coronavirus, not a human being, not a circumstance, or whatever it is, stand in between you and what you want. There can be no excuses. It has to be non-negotiable. So I would say leverage your resources. Leverage your resources. If that's social media, you have an internet connection, you have a phone, you have a whatever you're looking at us on, whatever, use that. Seriously. I don't know what it is that you do. We would probably have to have a side conversation. So I would encourage you to send me a message, because there's not a lot of clarity here. There's some variables that I don't know. So I can't speak directly to your situation, but I really just want you to start thinking in terms of leverage. How can I leverage this? How can I leverage that? I live overseas. Okay, F it. I'm not in the United States, but here's something that I can do to leverage. I can use it to move myself forward. And I can tell that you really want your business to work, or you really want whatever it is that you're doing, is because you're thinking about quitting your job. So this is serious for you. It's serious. So we need to figure out what can we do in terms of leverage to push you forward.
Right. And she actually, I have gotten some product from her, and she's actually really amazing. So I think it's about, you have that, please, Michelle, inbox Jasmine, because, I think it's about positioning, because the products that I have from her are amazing. And like, I want to tell the world,
So I'm wondering, is it a shipping thing, like a fulfillment, like she can't get any more product, or?
No, I don't know, but that, because my product came so quickly. So definitely, I am so excited to hear that you have opened up your inbox to her.
Like y'all, like message me, like let's up, yeah.
Okay, I have two more questions here. One is, how do you rebuild your business and your reputation after it has been damaged?
So one thing that people are afraid of being, and that's vulnerable, being transparent. Oh, they're going to judge me. If you've done something, and I don't know I guess the everything that happened, right? So I'm just speaking in a very general way. What people don't expect for you to do is to take ownership of it. They don't expect for you to say, you know what, I messed up. I almost said the F word. I messed up. I was immature. I didn't know that I was hurting people. I didn't realize. I wasn't in the head and heart space at that point. But where I am today, I've done the work. And I'm here. People aren't expecting you to do that. They're expecting for you, when some stuff hit the fan or somebody, bad mouths you, they expect for you to turn into a hermit and disappear. But think about, I don't know if you guys know the Wolf on Wall Street, Jordan Belfort. Jordan Belfort went down for freaking fraud. And I love him, right? But I wouldn't have never known anything about his story, or maybe even the Wolf on Wall Street the movie would have never been produced if he still hadn't moved forward. Jordan Belfort is selling books. He's doing speaking engagements. Well, he was before coronavirus. But you want to get to a place where you can take ownership, apologize, say, you know what, man, I messed up. This is what I did in the past. And matter of fact, I'm going to do a webinar on what you don't do, because this, y'all, I'm going to tell you, I tried to do this and it ain't work, and it ruined my ass, but I'm still here. So leverage, man. Leverage is like the word of the season right now. Leverage your experience and just step up and say, yo, I messed up. But I know what to do now. And if any of you guys are feeling unsure, let me do a masterclass and show you what you don't need to do. Yeah.
That is brilliant advice. Okay. So did you all target specific people that you ran across while growing your coaching brand? I see several people I would love to target and to help, but not sure how to approach them because I don't have clients yet, nor have I taken a course yet. What do you recommend?
I recommend 5K in 5 days.
Oh, look
Period.
at that way.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because there isn't a way for me to answer that question for you without you still banging your head up against the wall. I don't like contributing. I don't like agitating people's problems. So there's some work that needs to be done. There's some work to do. And I love to help you try to figure that out straight up.
So let's talk about 5K in 5 days. Okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So excited. This is my baby outside of the one that's about to crawl up my chest. I think she's gonna do it for real this time. Yeah. So 5K in 5 days is for the person just on a basic level. You hold space right now for your goals, your revenue goals. At this point, even though it sucks what's happening in the world, you're still like, man, I sure could do 1,000 a month, or I could do 2,500 a month. See, I told y'all she was about to do it. I told you. Yeah. So 5K in 5 days is really for that person that's like, okay, I'm genuinely ready to come off the sidelines and get back involved in finding out what my audience needs. So it's a 5-day challenge, but it is a mini course because you can log in and watch videos. And I made sure not to make them over 10 minutes because there ain't that much to say about something. It just is what it is. So 5 days of video modules. And next week, I'm doing a live challenge. So I'm going to be in a Facebook group with participants going live every day, answering questions, kind of like how we're doing now. Just you guys are going to get into my head. So we're going to start with your mindset, getting you back into an energetic space to hold the vision for what it is you want. Then we're going to get into who do you help? How do you help? What are you going to sell to them? And I'm going to teach you how I sell. So it's a jam-packed week, and it's a lot of action items. But if you're up for the challenge, and I love to have you because I've taken a piece of my big program, and I created this bite-sized environment so that people can go through it, get the clarity, get the support, and ultimately, right now with coronavirus, like literally making sure they can be held accountable too.
Yes. Yeah. And let me tell you guys, okay. So we didn't even talk about how accessible this challenge is or the big giveaway because Jasmine has some things.
Oh yeah. Well,
let me tell you guys, I have been in this program. I have seen the videos, the action steps, and I'm in the Facebook group. Okay. And it is worth it. You know, I speak to a lot of people, a lot of coaches, you know, there's a lot of people in my circle who want to impact. But Jasmine knows what she's talking about. She has the receipts. And if you're really at this space where you're kind of just like, I'm ready, I decided, because earlier, right?
Yeah.
Did you decide? It's just a great way to start. It's really a great way. Because you feel supported, you're getting the knowledge, and it's like once you see it, I want to say on paper, but once you do the work and you go through the action steps, then thinking about 100K a month is not far-fetched.
Oh man, what?
Because you see it and you're like, I'm going to make my first 1,000. I'm going to make my first 5,000. Then you're like, you know, I can do this.
Yeah, Onyx. So I'm so glad that you did go through it. And that it did help you out. Like, one of the things that I can say is that I worried that, okay, did I do too much? You know, because there are programs out there that can, they can be debilitating because it's like, oh my God, what to do? So I literally made this as impactful and as bite-sized as I possibly could in order to make this work for people. you're right. I didn't mention the giveaway. So I'm actually I'm so in tune with this thing. And it's gotten results. So I ran this challenge live back in August. Collectively, students did around like 70 some $1,000. I have to actually go back and maybe message them all to get the actual number, but we did around 70 grand. Because
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're funny. So because this thing is like so impactful, and because I want to show and prove how much I believe in it, I'm putting $500 cash on the line. So I'm actually doing a $500 giveaway to the person that shows up, brings 2 friends to take the challenge with them, and does the work. And you'll be entered into a drawing for $500. So I'm ready to cash app. I got the cash app locked and loaded and ready to send this money, man, straight up. So yeah.
And I just put the link in the comments. If you guys are interested and you want to join the challenge. So I'm going through it again, mainly because I just love it and I'm learning. You know, now I'm learning something different. Now that I know that I can make $5K plus a month. Yeah.
Oh,
you know, now that I've learned that and achieved that and have the receipts for that, now because I'm moving into the coaching world, now I'm taking the challenge because I'm learning different things. I'm learning how Jasmine communicates, how she puts together her challenges. Yeah. And I'm also gonna win that $500.
So well then, there's gonna be a robot that does it randomly, because people gonna be like, oh man, that's her favorite. She's Onyx, so she wanted. Y'all don't listen to Onyx. All right, everybody got the same chance to win if you follow the rules. And so the official rules are sent via email once you enroll in 5K in 5 days. So just to be very clear, I want to make sure you guys are aware of who this is for. This is for somebody who literally knows that they have something to offer. This is not for people that are trying to scam folks. Well, I'm just trying to come up on a quick dollar. This ain't for you. I don't want that anywhere near my stuff. So please don't sign up at all. Wait, we didn't even, the price is $97, by the way. So it's
97.
Yeah. 97. So there's that. Okay, so let's move on. This is also for you if you have felt like, you know, you have been sitting on the sidelines. You know, you feel like you haven't been really involved in your business as you should. So this is for you. And also this is for you if you can commit to doing the work. I've laid out the steps. All you have to do is execute. I don't want this to be another login on your computer. I don't want to be another login and password. So I want to be the one thing that you say, you know what? I'm gonna participate and I'm gonna follow the steps. So this is for you if you're there. Just be very clear.
Yeah, and I love that that clarity, because it's not about the money for you.
No,
you know, you first of all, guys, let's go back to $97. I don't even want to harp on this, but if they knew your how much your programming costs,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When Jasmine said she was doing a challenge for $97, I was like, what, a minute?
No, you didn't. Listen, so I want to be very real. I've been real this whole time, but I'm gonna be extra real right now. When I released this, I had someone in my space, right? We're the same kind of coach, we're the same whatever. She messaged me and asked me what the hell was I thinking? Like, she really said some off the wall stuff. And our relationship has suffered severely. In fact, I don't mess with her no more. But basically, this program in my industry, this is really, I'm not gonna, oh God, I hate to brag, but I real life set the standard with this one, because I even myself have had to pay thousands of dollars just to get the steps. And so my objective with this challenge is to just make the information available. What you do with it is what you do with it. And next week, I'm even trying to show up for you. I've decided to show up. to even be in the environment, to be in the room with you, so that if something come up and you don't know what to do, you can ask me and we can just move forward from there. So this is as good as it's gonna get. That's it.
Yes. So before we close out, Jasmine, where can people find you? Where can they, learn more about you and just see what you do? I know you have a podcast. You have a bunch of stuff going on. So tell us.
Yeah, so send me a Facebook friend request. Jasmine Paige Green, my full government name is on there. So send me a Facebook friend request. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Jasmine P. Green. And I will follow you back and I will engage with your stuff because that's just what I do. I'm big on relationships. So if you want to come into my orbit, then I'm going to show you that you're valued and welcome there. So I'll be celebrating with you with your wins. I'll support you. Come find me there. I do have a podcast, the Millions Momentum podcast. You can find it everywhere podcasts live at, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, I think too. So I'm there, and I hope that you like what you see, what you listen to.
All right. Do you have any final words of wisdom for our Create Nation?
Yeah, just know that you're loved and that you're okay. You're fine. Where you're at right now is perfectly fine. You now have new awareness. I hope that this conversation has helped you up level. Just know that you have the power to do whatever. You can make a decision. Just make the choice. That's all we're waiting on. It's for you to decide. So again, you're loved, you're supported, and you can do this ultimately. I hate to sound cliche, but that's what it is.
Awesome. Well, we are so grateful that you came and you spent an hour and a half with us. I hope that you join Create Nation, Jasmine.
Oh yeah, I'm in there. Wait. Send me the link.
I will. Yeah. So those of you who have been on with us, we truly appreciate you for giving us your time and your energy. We value that. We hope that this was beneficial to you. My goal is to really help to uplift, inspire, motivate, and also be a part of you making your passion your career. We can all do that. And I'm all about creativity. The opposite of war is not peace, it is creation. And creativity and creation is a universal language that we all speak, whether you write, you paint, you draw, you sing, whatever it is a universal language that connects us all. So I want us to always be in the spirit of creation. So if you are interested in joining the 5K and 5 days challenge, I have put the link both on YouTube as well as Facebook, but you can always inbox me or Jasmine and we'll get you that information. You go live on when? Monday, right?
Yeah, we go live April 20th. So you definitely want to be in there before April 20th. Like, if you come in after the 20th, you won't be eligible for the $500 giveaway. So you definitely want to come in before then. Yeah
guys. Yeah. And, our objective here, please know, is not to sell anything. But I'm telling you, $97 investment is really worth it for this. Thank you, guys. Please stay safe. Stay uplifted. And connect. Don't let outside being illegal stop you from connecting. Get online, get on FaceTime, get on Zoom, and let's connect. Jasmine, you already know how much I appreciate you. You already know how I feel about you. Thank you so much for giving my audience all these nuggets.
This keeps me going for real, Onyx. So I'm just grateful that you guys have been here with us. Thank you so much for all of it. This was truly a gift to me. So I appreciate you.
All right, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.